Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Jack Arrow Park here in Bathurst. Very cold, 18 degrees for this opening contest between the Western Rams and the GSR West Tigers in the Andrew Johns Cup Round 5. James Robertson, and later to be joined by Jake Humphreys in commentary. We'll go quickly through the Western Rams lineup. At fullback is Bray Porter, on the wings Mitchell Wilson and Brandon Hamilton. In the centres, Josh Belfanti and Zach Williams. In the halves, Kyle Marwini and Cooper Egan. The lock forward and captain is Finley Nielsen. The second row, Aston Warwick and Matt Noakes. And up front, Jackson Gerbach, Fletcher Haycock and Bill Statham. On the bench, Riley Wake, Jesse Shorter, John Mackay, Sam Ramadi and Caden Dixon. You see the Western Rams make their way out, led by their skipper in Finley Nielsen. Through the GSR West Tigers side, at fullback we have Braden Wickie. On the wings, Jack Howe and Cooper Bridge. In the centres, Khalid Gamrawi and Jack Smith. In the halves, Emmanuel Candid Akis. Hopefully we'll get that correct by the end of the day. And James Davies, the halfback from Camden. Locking the scrum, we have the 13 Filimu Longai Luciano. And in the second row, Tyrese Ree Milford and James Moa. Up front is Macy Tarvuai. Lachlan Davies is the skipper from East Campbelltown, and Adam Krylo. On the bench we have Braden Timmer, Christopher Eisenhuth, Dylan Ross, Christian Loleni, Emmett Carlo and Jake Harris. So an extended bench for both sides. Hopefully we'll have team changes shortly. We'll let you know who's in and who's out. Shaking in the hands by both sides. GSR in the orange and the Western Division Rams in the green. Your officials for today's under-16 clash: Bailey Warren is the main referee. Our two touch judges, Bryce Hotham and Adam Callahan. Rams will be running from left to right on your screen. Make sure you share this stream to all friends and family. Catch the late coverage round 5 here of the Country Championships. We're here all day from Bathurst, all 4 grades, the 16s, 18s, women's and 23s. Bailey Warren signals time on as the AFL siren sounds in the background, and we are underway. And Statham with the first hit up of the contest. The Western Rams very, very impressive in their comprehensive win over the Monaro Colts last week. And he was impressive as well, Gerbach. The two front rowers, they get it done here for the Western Rams. An early penalty offside, it seems, for the GSR West Tigers. So an early piggyback into enemy territory. And that is Haycock with the tap kick, and some good early meters here from the Western Rams. Here's Gerbach straight through the middle. The fullback meets him in Wiki. But what a chance here for the Western Rams early. Marwini. Up together. From dummy half, a short pass and a knock on. Good goal line defence there. Play on is the call. We'll go back to the first error. It'll be a scrum 10 metres out from the GSR West Tigers line. First scrum here, mate. Let's get it right. Of course, the Western Rams scoring over 50 points in both the 16s and 18s last week at Pioneer Oval in Parks. The 16s defending champions of last year's trophy. A lot of those players going on into the 18s and equally as successful this season. Here are the Tigers with their first possession, and it's going to be hard to work it away from their own end with that line speed of the Western Rams. There's Gamrawi. He's the first bloke to take a carry for the West Tigers, and the defence for the Rams led by Cooper Egan. His back row partner in Matt Noakes. And our penalty offside are the Rams. So trading penalties back and forth early in this contest. to touch. No tremendous wind to speak about. There's a little gust here and there, but overall it's just quite cool, the conditions. So fatigue might not be as big of a factor as it would be in the heat. And hopefully we see some free-flowing football, some early dew possibly on the grass, but no rain to speak about. And there's the 13, Longai Luciano from East Campbelltown. A lot of East Campbelltown players in this GSR West Tigers side as they come to the inside with Wiki. Now they come down the short side. Dummy there from the centre three-quarter. So a chance here for the Tigers early, a grubber, and picked up there Nielsen, the captain. Right place, right time.
Good work hard with those in the middle.
Trading sets here early.
In front of me, mate.
So both teams 1 through 17. Definitely something that they will enjoy in this one. No late changes to speak of. Egan. And now some space down the short side. Dummy from Noakes. Speed from Noakes. Arms pinned. And a good tackle. It ended up being the 5'8 there in Kendidakis. Now again, now with the skipper, Nielsen. Bit of a live wire, Haycock. He's gone down the short side a few times. Opts to go to the left side. A step here from Egan. Now a grubber into the in goal. Fumble there by the fullback, went backwards. And they'll end up working away 1 metre out for their own goal line.
We're both on 10 metres here.
So the outside backs. He's been lifted up in the air. But safely put down was Wiki. Not lifted above the horizontal.
Again, mate.
This looks like the 9 in Krylo. Excuse me, Davies, the captain, in the green headgear for the GSR West Tigers. And they try and work it through the middle now. But a good set defensively from the Rams. They've only made just over 20 metres. They're going to need a big kick. It's pretty shallow. Just bounces over the halfway line. Waits for the bounces. Porter favours him. So elusive. When he can get things right on the day, he's a very damaging player. He's Belfanti. Been really busy early on. Longai Luciano in defence and attack. Here's Nielsen bumping his way through. Out to the left-hand side. And we have a try to the winger. Mitchell Wilson. Copped a pass there from the fullback, Bray Porter. And we're just shy of 6 minutes into this one. The Western Rams, they get on the board first through their winger, Mitchell Wilson from Wellington. Just a nice backline pass. Marwini out through the fullback, Porter, and Wilson in the corner. Only one player from Bathurst St. Pat's in this Western Rams side. Josh Belfanti, he'll be familiar with this ground. I'm sure a lot of these Western Rams players have played at this ground before. We see Noakes line up. Out 20 in from the posts, right on the touchline. And unsuccessful with his first conversion. Was pretty good with the boot last week. But he starts off with a duck egg so far in his conversion attempts. It is 4 points to nil. Bit of back and forth to start proceedings, but the opening try to the Rams and West Tigers to back up with some good defence there. Set here after conceding points. Bit of confusion there between the fullback and halfback. Well, we said when he gets it right in that backline movement, Bray Porter, he was instrumental. It makes an error off the kickoff, and the Tigers, great opportunity on the goal line of the Rams to hit straight back. It'll be Candidakis to feed the scrum.
A message brought to you by New South Wales Sport and Recreation. Sport Rage, act your age.
Ball barely gets out, bounces around, but eventually it comes to the 11 in Tyrese Milford, and he's pushed back. It's a losing ground there. Now for the 10 in Krylo, trying to use his strength to get over the line. Left hand side they come. Awkward sort of pass and bounce, picked up by Wiki. Beat the attempted tackle there of Haycock. Gets to back within 10 of the line. Candidakis short. Didn't try and reach out. Short side. Another bit of an awkward pass. And the Rams snuffed that one out. Last tackle called. What's the option going to be here from the West Tigers? Here's the grummer from the lock forward and taken well there by Bray Porter. Was that the right option there from Long Eye Luciano? Would have rather the ball in the hands of the halves. But that's what happened, and now the Rams working it from their own end. So dynamic with their forwards and their outside backs coming in to help as well. There was the 3 that we spoke about in Belfanti.
11 up now.
Like to please the home crowd here today. Now here's Nielsen, just gets through his work. No nonsense from Finley. Play on call. Now for Gerback. Played a lot of minutes last week. Egan. Torpedo kick. Tough for the winger, but taken well. Tries to make something of it, beat the tackle of Porter, but Howe will be asked to play it. 10 metres inside his own end of the field. Now a penalty for offside. Khalid saw the offside members of the Western Rams and thought, oh, I'm going to take this. Now, trying to boot it as far as he can towards the halfway line, so a good chunk of metres taken there. And 10 minutes into this one, 4 points to nil the score. As we see Tavuai. One opportunity to speak about, and he came out of the line there. Gerback didn't connect with all of it. So from Davies, now for Long Eye Luciano. Davies, a nice pass there for the halfback. Can he get the offload away? Held on to it. Davies, short side. Looks for a bit of a kick, and it just rolls dead. Betting, I believe it would have been Gamrawi looking for the bounce, or looking for it to just hold up inside the in goal so we could have a chance to hit back for the West Tigers. But the luck rolls the Rams' way on this occasion. Just going through the Andrew Johns Cup ladder as a player has been tended to. Looks like the 11 here for the West Tigers, Tyrese Reed-Milford from Narellan. Looks to be okay up and walking. We'll start with the Southern Pool. We have the Western Rams on top. And no matter the result of any games in the Southern Pool this weekend, they will go through to the semi-finals. It's just a matter of will they finish first or second. The two other teams in contention for the semi-final in the Southern Pool, the Penrith Panthers and the Monaro Colts, they play each other in Queanbeyan today. So you can have coverage of this game and that game and see who will play who in the semi-final of the Southern Pool as the skipper's down for GSR. Doesn't look to be okay as we see a break here down the wing. Some speed shown by the number 5. He's going to get to the line. Probably put it down to the skipper from GSR being down, but they take the advantage, 13 on 12. And it's the number 5, Brandon Hamilton, who is a noted try scorer in this competition. He goes over once again, and both the wingers for the Western Rams have scored 4-pointers early in this one. Couldn't really see what happened there with Lachlan Davies. It didn't look good. He was down on the ground for a long time. Looks like he's headed towards the bench, so I don't think he'll see any action for a bit at least. Perhaps they'll bring him off and just check him, see if he's okay to continue 15 minutes after they bring him off. And you can see he doesn't want to come off, but I think the trainers may have to bring him off the field as we see Matt Noakes with the left sock down, right sock up. And perhaps he should have gone the left sock up, right sock down. He's 0 from 2 with the conversions here today. Won't be happy with that after such an impressive display last week with his goal kicking. And he's still on the field, the skipper, so good signs for GSR. And he will remain out there on the field, Davies. But for how long, we'll have to see. And another, well, don't get involved in a try or score a try because you'll make an error off the kickoff. That's the second time that's happened here early on. The Western Rams just fumbling the football near their own goal line, and another dropout forced. The West Tigers looking to bounce back after this early 8-point start for the Rams. They've gone to open space. No one really looking to go to the football. Ends up in the hands of Tavuai. So Davies looks to be okay now. And that'll be James. Actually, no, it's Tyrese Reed-Milford out there on the left-hand side. He's Longai Luciano. Been trying to get his hands on the ball as much as he possibly can. Davies, dummy from the halfback. Davey will have to play it. Davies, Kandardikis. The fullback still going in Wiki. Short kick there from Davies. It was drilled in a tackle, and it's just gone dead. So Gamrawi with the attempt. fact, no, Gamrawi out here on the left-hand side, so perhaps it was Jack Smith looking for a try, a spectacular one at that, but it's just gone dead. And again, Nielsen leading from the front, both him and his prop forward in Gerback. Now here for Statham. Back to meet pie last week, as well as Gerback. A lot of players scored tries last week against Monaro. And a much tighter contest to start this one, as Williams is brought down, and offside are the West Tigers. So a late penalty. Discipline hasn't been the best from the Tigers. And the Rams will do what they do best and attempt to capitalise on another penalty. Egan through the hands. Now for Statham. Gerback lining up on the right-hand side. As we see some Rams players with interchange cards in hand. Warwick. Now for Gerback. Marwini. Ball to the captain. Only has the full back to beat. And Nielsen does that. Great ball, great try. The Rams extend their lead to 12. And the skipper joins both the wingers on the try scoring sheet. Nice work there by Gerback. He's got a little short passing game, putting the defence in two minds, thinking he's going to run the ball, and then out the back, and Marwini, he was also in there. Just so dynamic, this Western Rams side. You don't know where they're going to attack from because, well, frankly, they can attack from anywhere. All their players dangerous, and the Tigers in the huddle, they'll just want to say, okay boys, we're down by 12, but still a long way to go in this game. There's Noakes from in front, surely can't miss this. He doesn't. The flags go up. So 14 points to 0. We'll get through the rest of the ladder from the Southern Pool. So GSR West Tigers, Riverina Bulls and Illawarra South Coast Dragons just playing for points this week, but also playing for a bit of pride and perhaps for a bit of pre-season form heading into their club matches for season 2019. I'm sure they'll want to impress their respective coaches, and surely not. Third straight kickoff, and we're going to have a third straight dropout. Well, they say rugby league keeps evolving. We keep seeing new things week in, week out. And I can't say I've seen 3 straight goal line dropouts off a kickoff following 3 errors from the team that has just scored. Crazy stuff. As Noakes off the dropout. GSR 40 out from their own line. Racing up was Williams. So it is first versus fourth. The Rams undefeated. That's in the Southern Pool. We'll get to the Northern Pool later. Northern Rivers, they're undefeated as well. So it looks to be Rams Rivers in the final, but we're not just over with round 5 yet. The GSR West Tigers, they'll want to make that known. And a penalty. Just flopping in over the top. They want to be the first one to chalk up a loss in the column for the Rams. Change their ladder position from first to second. Here is Longo Luciano. Big flea move from East Campbelltown. Davies to Davey. Nice catch there from Ree Milford. He's pushed back, but he gets the offload away. And then Krylo ended up with a football, so interchange is being made. Lenny is on the field for GSR. Now to the left-hand side they come with Davey. Touched, play on. That's the 5 Cooper Bridge out there on the right-hand side. Back towards the left they come with Davey. Now it's the 10 in Krylo. So some space out here if they want to use the GSR on the left. They do. Pretty ordinary pass. Now for the fullback Wiki. He just couldn't capitalise there. Couldn't get the pass to the chest of Moa. Last tackle. Davies intercepted. Speedster. Try scorer. And he looks to go 95 metres. I think you can write them off. Although here comes the chase from the back rower. And a great chase at that. Ree Milford. But it will be a try double for the number 5, Brandon Hamilton, who's picked the pockets of GSR. I said in last week's coverage, how do you prepare for a team that can score from anywhere on the field, not just in attack? They can score in defence as well. Great intercept, a poor pass, the tackle before, they come the short side. The pass was definitely on, but just well read. And he extends his try tally here in the under-16s Andrew Johns Cup. Brandon Hamilton from South Dubbo. Matt Noakes, his second consecutive conversion from in front, will be successful. You bet it will. Another 2 points to the score. We have 4 tries and 2 goals, so 20 points to 0. Just under 7 minutes to go here, and well, GSR, they haven't played that bad. Just getting down the end near the Western Rams try line, and some grubbers really haven't come off. Intercept there on that occasion. Just not the luck not going their way at the moment. Their captain, as we see, an applause from the crowd as Cooper Egan took that catch. No error off the kickoff. And they want to have their good set, their first good set after points. Porter, we're going to see a penalty for offside. We see some dots of rain join us. The umbrellas go up. Just a tap restart now for Gerback. Now Nielsen, up through the middle. Nielsen, where's the support? Try to get a pass on the inside, still going. God, he loves to get a lot of metres, does Nielsen. Now for Marwini. Out they come. Porter, and now it's the left winger. Steps inside. And just doesn't get to the try line. So Wilson trying to replicate his opposite winger in Hamilton. Opposite side, that is his wing partner in Hamilton. But can't get it done. So GSR now off the tap restart. It really is hard to see the Western Rams just from what we've seen throughout these country championships, and with 4 minutes remaining. As we see Long Eye Luciano still giving 100%. Been pretty impressive here for the West Tigers, as we see Davey just outside the 40. So it won't be a 40-20 attempt, although it is a generous bounce here for Porter. He's got some work to do to get it out of his own in goal. He does. but undefeated through 4 games, the champions of last year, looking to make it 5 from 5 today. And the winner of the Panthers and the Monaro Colts go on to play them in the semi-final. Now, we had a round 1 match, as we see a penalty for a leg pull. Round 1 match in Lithgow between the Western Rams and the Panthers. That game was decided by 2 points, so I dare say the Panthers will love that rematch. They'll want to win against the Monaro Colts as a tap restart now here for Williams. But what a mouth-watering affair that could be. Gerback. Solid again today. Don't think the Western Rams coach will want him to cut his hair. Now for Egan, showed it on the inside, did end up with Gerback, and I don't know, maybe the shaving of the head is on the cards for Gerback. But yeah, potential mouth-watering affair in the semi-finals, the Western Rams and the Penrith Panthers in the under-16s. Look at the Northern pool. The Northern Rivers. Again, same goes for them. Likewise with the Western Rams, a loss. They cannot... they will make the semi-finals regardless of a win, loss or a draw. Who their opponents will be is undecided. It will either be the Greater Northern Tigers or North Coast Bulldogs. In fourth, you have the Parramatta Eels, Newcastle Development Squad, and Central Coast Roosters. But it does look like Northern Rivers and Western Rams heading towards the final on April 6th in Mudgee, the Andrew Johns Cup, but just have to see what unfolds here today. All of our matches being streamed through Bar TV on Facebook Live. Catch the action of every single one of our matches every week through these country championships. A lost ball for the GSR West Tigers. We close in to half time, and well, I tell you what, with the way that the Western Rams have attacked, 20 points down isn't too bad. Certainly could be a lot worse. That rain seems to be getting just a tad heavier. Coming from the east. We're going to see a push in the scrum again. Here's Haycock from the back of the scrum. Don't see that an awful lot. Now Belfanti, just not square at marker there, so 60 seconds, plenty of time for the Rams to score. And again, they're opting to go for the tap restart here for Jesse Shorter. Maybe they're pretty happy with their performance throughout the first half. The rain definitely starting to come here. Here's Gerback. Now Haycock, Egan. Now for Porter. Just putting it down there, Bray Porter. So that'll probably bring us into the halftime break. Besides a few blemishes, Western Rams have been pretty good. GSR haven't had their fair weight of possession, I don't think, but the possession that they have had, they've had opportunities to score and just haven't taken them. That will be half time. So the Western Rams lead GSR West Tigers here in the under-16s Andrew Johns Cup for the country championships. 20 points to 0 is the score. We have a try to Mitchell Wilson, a double to Brandon Hamilton, including a intercept try, ran 95 metres. Finley Nielsen, the skipper, also getting over the stripe. Matt Noakes, 2 from 4. Let's hope the Tigers can go into the sheds at half time and have a word with their coach, see how they come out for the second half. But we'll be back at Jack Arrow Oval here in Bathurst quite shortly. Sorry if you heard that piercing squeal. Welcome back for the second half. Try and stay out of the rain best I can. It's just drizzling, but just raining enough to wet the old team sheets here. As we see the Rams come out for the second half of action, they'll be very happy with their 20-point advantage that they have. Looking to remain undefeated throughout this competition. And the Tigers, well, they're going to look to stop the Rams in this second half. We look towards action following this game. We have the 18s, the 23s and the women's. Western Rams, again, comprehensive winners last week against the Monaro Colts of the 18s. Let's see what the Tigers have in the second half. Can they improve? There's a few bright sparks there for the Tigers in the first half. We did see Logai Luciano, a hard worker. Tried to get his hands on the ball as much as he could. And good to see Lachlan Davies still out there for the second half, the skipper. Here is to look forward a pass there to the 15 in Eisenhuth. Again, second touch of the set already there for Logai Luciano. So last tackle just over the halfway line and sort of a shortish kick, pretty easy there in the end for Wilson, and got us underway here this morning. And a lost football. So perhaps what the West Tigers were looking for, and definitely what they would have spoken about at halftime, to force errors from the Western Rams. But it's going to be how they respond off the error. Can they turn it into points? Cooper Bridge and Jack Smith out here to the right-hand side. Emmanuel Candidakis, the 5'8", waiting the ball from the skipper. Now to the left-hand side they come, and racing up was Hamilton. Not only is he a try scorer, but he's a good defender out there on the right wing. Here's Moa. Now Loleni. Eagle Vale St. Andrews is where he's from. Now the left-hand side they come with the dummy half, Davies, but it's an error that spilled out over the other side of the ground. So not capitalising on that opportunity, the West Tigers. Watching from Jack Arrow Oval in Jack Arrow Park, Jack Arrow Sporting Complex, whichever you prefer to use, here in Bathurst. It's great to be back. And the Rams, great for them to have possession once again. Go back for the second half, back to get through his work. Haycock and the hometown boy Bell Fancy. In fact, no, that was shorter and a penalty offside from the West Tigers, and these penalties have been killing them, especially mid to late in the tackle count. And we haven't seen many kicks for touch from the Rams, a few here and there, but it's mainly been just tap and go, perhaps playing to the conditions. Here's Warwick coming on a warp up there. Now for Haycock. Looking left and right, waiting for a penalty to be blown. Wasn't. Go back. trying to barge his way through GSR's line. Now for Haycock, Marwini, Egan, the ball, great line, ran, just short of the line. It was Williams on that occasion. Marwini with a dummy. He went the dummy inside and outside last week. Just went with the one dummy. He's Gerback, who's just lost the football into a GSR player on the last. They just tried to barge their way over. GSR survived on that occasion. Local ground of St. Pat's here in Bathurst. I'm feeling pretty good nick as well for this round of country championships. Fooling with Long Island Luciano again. Oh, good defence from the Rams. Just a dummy half run, not much yardage made here from the Tigers. I'm just looking for a long kick, something to get it started. Maybe this will get it started. A few broken tackles. John Mackay looking to come onto the field. Also a local boy from Bathurst Panthers. And here comes the fullback in Porter. Needed to go a bit longer on that kick. And these quick play the balls just killing the Tigers. Go back again, up through the middle. They've stayed pretty central to this point in the set. Marwini still on the edge here for Warwick. Just beats the tackle. Still going is Warwick. And he had absolutely no right to go on and score that try. Aston Warwick from South Dubbo just breaks his way through the defence. I'm not too sure what happened there. A grab on the jersey from a player of GSR. He's pretty much walked right through. I won't be happy with that. Nathan Lakeman, the coach of GSR, pretty soft defence in the end. It was a nice little play out to the left-hand side from Marwini, but in the end, just some hard running from Aston Warwick, some pretty soft defence. They won't want the cricket score to come up again from the Rams, as it has done the last couple of weeks as Cooper Egan takes the kicking boots for the second half, or the start of it at least. And he's successful with his first conversion. The Rams up 26 points to 0. And of course, this is only the first game of our quadruple header. Fantastic day for Rugby League. Viewing Rugby League. 4 games, the 16s, 18s, 23s, women's. All in their final rounds to decide who stays and who goes in terms of the semi-finals. Now we see Hamilton off the kick return. GSR just going to look to get back to the basics. Take a one tackle at a time, but just being so dominant, the Rams. Here comes Gerback again. How many times has he touched the ball today? He doesn't seem to run out of any petrol. Marwini, ball there. Belfanti just puts it down. And the ball comes a bit loose. That rain coming into play. Would have normally taken that Belfanti, but just slips through the grip of his fingers. And GSR have an opportunity to take a bit of possession, perhaps put a bit of pressure on the Rams. Still got 21 and a half minutes to go, so game not over with yet. Be a Steep mountain to climb, but they'll look to play some sort of attacking football. They've probably got a pass to do so as well. He's Moa. Davies. Now for Krylo. Good quick play the ball there. Now for Davies to run out dummy half, and he saw the markers weren't square. He took advantage. Not yet given the mark, so he can't take the quick tap. But he sees the 16 to his right, Dylan Ross. Take the hit up and we'll start this set 20 metres out from the Rams line. The best chance of the second half so far. Can they turn it into points? Davies for Davey. Now for Tyrese, Reed Milford. But the solid goal line defence of the Rams remains. Now for Moa. In fact, no, that was Krylo in jersey 10, left-hand side. Tries to turn Gamrawi underneath. There was Candidakis now with the ball. A short ball trying to barge his way over. Will be the last tackle. So not the right option taken there. Thought Candidakis maybe had an option there to kick it to Cooper Bridge, but just unable to do so. So here comes Brendan Hamilton. Try double in the first half. And again, another penalty. The referee's just going to converse with the skipper. Say, look, mate, enough of these penalties. If we have another one or another two, we might have to sit someone down. Poor discipline. Great to see him on the field after that knock that he copped in the first half. So they'll both go back and we go for the tap restart. They have done so on many occasions and they will. There's Statham. Shorter to play it. Now for Egan. Ball there and some space here for Williams. Tried to get the ball back on the inside. Porter was in support. Haycock from dummy half. Picks it up and runs. Beats the tackle of his opposing number. Still going is Haycock. Options both left and right. A slow play the ball. Statham, Marwini, grub a kick into the in goal. Taken by the fullback. And he's just made it out alive. And down the short side bridge comes. There's line speed of the Rams very quick to force the Tigers back. Third tackle and they're still inside their own 10. Marwini with the legs tackle. He's going to rule he was not square at marker, so relief there for the Tigers. But still so physical and a short-ish kicked for touch. Just been clinical this whole tournament. It doesn't matter the opponent or the scoreline, they play right through to the very end. And we see the skipper come off for the Tigers, a good effort there. Braden Timmer in there at acting half in jersey 14. He will get the ball and it comes away to Krylo. Now for Davey, kicking into the wind. How's the bounce going to treat? The outside backs for the GSR West Tigers and a hit, I believe. Something out in back play, but a penalty for the Tigers. And Porter potentially needed to let that bounce and hopefully go out into touch, but the penalty called anyway, so the Tigers 20 metres out. Can they get on the board? Here comes Tavuai. Plenty of defenders on him. Timmer. Now for Krylo. Could go either way. Kendidakis. Ross really not going anywhere. Kendidakis swept around to the left-hand side. Here's, in fact, it's not Milford, it's Moa. Grabber into the in-goal, chasing is Davey, but just batting it dead is Porter. So averts danger there. First real sense of danger on their own goal line, the Rams. GSR, they get a repeat set. Another opportunity to go on the attack. Halfway through the second half, 15 minutes to play. Here they come through the number 10 in Adam Krylo. Get to see Chris Eisenhuth on the park. Still on the bench. Here's Dylan Ross. Now for Tavuai. Timmer for Davey. And just slipping through the fingers. Won't be impressed with that. Reed Milford. Just such a simple catch, but the rain playing havoc on the players' hands. So 26 points to nil the score so far. The Rams, they win this, they go to 5-0. They sit back, relax, see who wins out of the Monaro Colts and the Penrith Panthers, winner of that, to take on the Western Rams in the semi-final, the under-16s. So time blown back on. Oh, good shot. As always, there's been some stinging defence out there today, even in the wet conditions. There's Statham. Tried to go for the offload, but decided to hold on to it. Now Haycock for Shorter. Impressive off the bench again. Just getting through his work. Egan. Kick towards the sideline. Chase is all about. Well taken there. And Hamilton on that far side. So again, a bit of rinse and repeat from the Rams. Just a good set, setting their defensive line, racing up with that line speed on GSR. But again, another penalty here. So the Rams' discipline in this second half, not as impressive as it was in the first half, and they want to cut out those penalties before the semi-final. Maybe a chance for these bench players to show the coach that they're willing to start in that semi-final. course, the venue not yet been announced. Finals will be in Mudgee, April 6th. And the winner of the Northern and Southern pools respectively will go head-to-head. And we'll see who takes out the Andrew Johns Cup in the under-16s. So Davey just getting to the football. Just dragged back by two blokes double his size, really. Ray Milford. Still solid contact here from the Rams. His body's in front. Wrapping the ball up. Davey. Kick towards Porter. Just dribbles up for him. And Ray Milford with a tackle there on Porter. Now Belfanti, who's dropped the football. No, we're going to get a strip called here. So led off the hook. As we see Finlay Nielsen looking to come back on into the action. And we see Long Island Luciano perhaps getting a bit too close to the Western Rams players. Nielsen on for the final 10.5, 11 minutes just to get this job done. It's the referee addressing the captain of the Rams, Matt Noakes, and appears to be the standing captain, Braden Timmer. Davies off the field. So the ref just saying, look, we've got 11 minutes to go. We just want to get through this game. No more penalties or as few penalties as possible. Nothing silly in the last 11 minutes. Fanti just to take it himself. Up towards halfway. Now for Statham. Wrapped up by three defenders. The ball's come loose. And, well, the ball was just down there on the ground. Statham looked into the ref's eyes and said, "The ball's been stripped, sir, and the penalty's been blown." So moving past that, the Rams 20 metres out from GSR's line. They've only scored the one try in the second half, rather, the Rams. So looking to make it two. Here with Wilson. Crunching defence. And just having his legs in the ruck there, Ree Milford, and I dare say he might be going to the bin for repeat penalties. No, I thought he was pointing to Ree Milford and saying you're going to sit down, but remains 13 on 13. The Rams remain with the football. Warwick. How's the goal line defence going to hold up here for GSR? Ball on the inside, and no, a knock on a dummy half there by Haycock. The captain, he was looking for his second try, Finlay Nielsen. Just a bit scrappy in the last couple of minutes. Thankfully enough, it seems the rain has departed just for now, and hopefully for the remainder of the day. As the ref goes through step-in-step instructions on how to pack a scrum correctly. Yeah, step 7. Still not ready. Kendadakis to feed the scrum, and everything goes according to plan. Now a penalty for a high shot. So started out pretty solid. Not a lot of penalties, but some ill discipline just creeping into both camps. He's going to be asking for the ball here, Longai Luciano. Luciano Turns his prop forward on the inside. 8 minutes to go, and all the West Tigers got for us. Their last game of the under-16s. Just some solid defence, trying to push him back. Krylo, Davey, out the back, Wiki. Beat one tackle and he's just lost the football. So not the most flattering second half. So seen some good defence, but some poor ball handling. And again, you can attribute that to the rain, which has played a factor in the second half. You can see the captain Davies with the interchange card in hand. We see a bit of a push in the scrum. It doesn't really work on that occasion. Porter, they come out to the winger in Hamilton. Driven back first in the defence. There by his opposite. The Rams will just look to play it safe. Haycock up through the middle. Beat the first initial defender. Nielsen, Egan, Noakes. Good footwork shown there. Egan, Nielsen. Driving forward. Last tackle. Left-hand side, in fact, right-hand side. Egan! Was it Egan that got that down? There's a try scored. It might in fact be Zach Williams for the far side. It was Egan that put the kick through. Just waiting for some confirmation. It might have been Zach Williams to get it down. I saw him clapping hands with teammates. The try scored. Just see if we can get some confirmation. It looked to be Zach Williams, the man in jersey number 4. We see Noakes line up for this conversion. It's difficult to see from that angle. It was a grubber kick from Egan nonetheless, and a try to the Western Rams. And now a successful conversion from Matt Noakes, the back rower. 32 points to nil scoreline. Into the final 5 we go. Here from Jack Arrow Oval.
Number 5 for the Western Rams, Braden Hamilton, and conversion successful.
I hear it over the intercom. It was a try to Brandon Hamilton, so apologies to Hamilton, a hat-trick for him. Being really good here for the Rams today, and well, I'm not too sure he should be back on the field. Davies, he was about to line that up from the 40. Copped a head knock in the first half. So a grubber kick from Egan, a try from Hamilton, a hat-trick, and a 32 points to nil lead that they have over the GSR West Tigers. And I believe you can put that one in the books. They will finish first in the Southern Pool for the under-16s, and they will play the winner of the Monaro Colts and the Penrith Panthers. We'll try and get that information to you a bit later on as Porter with the ball from the offload. See who they play in the semi-final. Are we going to see a rematch of the cracking affair at Lithgow earlier in the season as this trickles into touch? Don't forget that 18 points to 16 game against the Panthers, 2 points to difference. Could set up a great affair there. And following this game, the 18s, after their win against the Monaro Colts, they'll be looking to move forward in Southern Pool action. We'll try and get some scores around the grounds as well. So the scrum fed, and now a kick off the scrum. Let's see the speed of some of the West Tigers players, and the bounce just beats the number 2. You might see a penalty here. In fact, no. Just trying to see what happened there. Thought there was an error made about 10 metres from where the referee's standing. He's backing up all the way to the 30. So I think there might be a penalty for offside off the kick. Inside the 10. So Noakes for touch. A great idea there from the GSR West Tigers, but just not coming off. Now the final 120 seconds belong with the Rams for now. Belfanti, he'd love to get over in front of the home crowd. Haycock, haven't seen Rolly Wake out there this morning. In fact, there he is now, being wrapped up by Luciano. Ball on the inside. Here's the skipper, Nielsen, trying to get his way over, but good goal line defence there from GSR. This is where they like to try their different formations and shapes. Marwini, Egan, Noakes, Porter. He's going to be looking for 4 here. And it's going to be a penalty here for a obstruction. So GSR will finish this match with the football. And quickly go through the try scorers of this Rams side. Hamilton with a hat-trick, including that 95-metre intercept in the first half. Wilson got us underway with the scoring. Aston Warwick and Finley Nielsen, the skipper. Matt Noakes, 3 from 5, and Cooper Egan with the other shot from the Western Rams. So can we see another attacking play? Here is the kick. Porter bounces up friendly for him. He's going to try and turn this into an attacking play of his own. Wrapped up there by Ree Milford. He's been one of the more impressive players on the park for GSR today. Solid in defence. Riley Wake, and this will be the last play. Noakes, torpedo-style bomb. Hamilton is chasing. Where's this going to bounce up? It's going to bounce into the hands of the fullback who takes it dead in Braden Wickie. He wasn't taking any chances there. But the Western Rams go through the Southern Pool undefeated, 5 wins, 0 losses. They win this game 32 points to 0 against the GSR West Tigers.
32 points to 0. Congratulations to both teams.
So they will play, I always said, the winner of the Monaro Colts and the Penrith Panthers in the semi-final, and the winner of that game will go through to the final and play the winner of the Northern Pool. Keep in mind, the Northern Rivers side are undefeated, also at the top of the Northern Pool. And don't go anywhere, stick around. We've got the under-18s action coming up next in the Laurie Daley Cup between the Western Rams and the GSR West Tigers. welcome back. The under-18s, the Laurie Daley Cup, the Western Rams side. Noel Ryan at fullback, Tyler Colley and Dylan Marmion on the wings, Mackenzie Atkins and Benjamin Lovett in the centres, Ryan Manning and Riley Blackhall in the halves. Locking the scrum is the skipper Nathan Ward, Jack Hartwig and Nicholas Barlow in the second row. Positions up front, Liam Henry, Campbell Woolno, Nicholas Bennett, and on the bench Elijah Collis, Thomas Stimson, Colby Peckham, Lachlan Large. We'll see if 3 others are added to that side, joined by Jake Humphreys. And mate, you run us through the GSR side quickly.
Okay, here we go. Let's go 1 to 20. Caden Fox. Now, forgive me with these pronunciations. Here we go. Salisa Tavui, you reckon?
Yep.
James Burley, Cooper Smith, Marley Barrett, Maverick Banton, Bailey Varga, Che Tarangi, Thomas Chanter, Kai Warts, Vince Romeo, Gian Rapatoni, Fale Alessana, Adam Zara, Jack Collins, Ethan Tutt, Jackson Parker, Luke Cowley, Rua Hona, and Elijah Lala Cabau. Let's go with that.
Daley up from here. Here we go. Underway. The under-18s. The siren sounds. 35 minutes each way. And the Rams looking to go further in Southern Pool action. Just a bit of a problem with the siren. Hopefully that doesn't happen throughout the 70 minutes of action we have here this morning, this afternoon. I think it's 11 a.m. So Elijah Collis starting on the field. He's normally a bench player. Live wire out of dummy half. Interesting to see how he goes. Perhaps trying to get some game time ahead of the potential semi-final affair they will have. So the last tackle, a solid set of 6. Now that comes, here goes Manning, hat-trick scorer last week. A grubber kick will just be a bit too big in the end, but a decent opening set there from the Rams.
Yeah, you can't fault them with the yards they made, just got to try and get that one to sit up, and obviously the ball probably naturally skids along a little bit more. It is pretty wet out there, so that'll be something for the halves to keep in mind, the kickers to keep in mind.
For sure, as GSR get their first use of the football. Going through the 8 to Rangi. Big forward pack for the West Tigers. And we're looking to use that size, and we see some front-on contact there. And we see an error. So Colby Peckham, another interchange player being brought onto the starting side, and making his impact there early, forcing an error for the Tigers.
That's the thing I remember about watching these guys in Mudgee. A lot of these guys run around in Mudgee last year. They're so physical. And same as the under-16s that we just watched before. Like, dead set. Like, I'm 25. They would all eat me.
They're just kids, and just some of the physicality you see on show is incredible.
They're intimidating, yeah, for sure.
So the Rams with their first real attacking opportunity after their opening set. A grubber into the in-goal going dead. And Ryan Manning, he'll have another idea of what to do. Here is Peckham. Offside called. A lot of penalties in the first game. Hopefully we don't see as much in the second. But the referee's not afraid to put the whistle in the mouth and take charge. So Peckham again lines up. Gives us set a good start. Slow play the ball. But Collis looks to use it. Now they come to Manning. Steps 1. Still trying to get his way over. I think he might have. Time off. I think he's just been held up. I thought the ref was going to award a try, but we've got a player down in back play. If the Rams trying to see who it is, it might in fact be the 11 in Hartwig. Both he and Nick Barlow out there on the left-hand side, and noticed a change as well. Noel Ryan not at the back, Tyler Colley in at fullback, and played a lot of fullback in the 16s last year, so be pretty familiar to slot back into the back.
The ref actually did really well there. The injured player was falling over as he played the ball, and the ref was getting close to putting the whistle in his mouth, but I think he thought, hey, I'll cut this guy a break. He can barely stand up, so it's good to see that continue on there, and hopefully old mate's all right.
Try and see who it is. I believe it might in fact be Peckham after that hard run off the penalty. But always great to see the trainers get out there. The duty of care of the players, first and foremost, is important. The referee for this one, Corey Martin. Yeah, touch judges Jason Bain, Carolee Nolan. Resumption of play should be in about 5 seconds as we see Nick Bennett
put it down.
He has in fact put it down, knocked it on. Chance from dummy half as Elijah Collis. It'll be a 10-metre scrum in GSR's side of the field. I'll tell you what, if there's anything I've seen over the last couple of years from this Rams side, both the 16s and 18s, they don't like to give up points and they don't like to knock the football on. So,
especially not in the opposing 20.
So you're going to see some rough defence here. And yards are going to be hard to come by. The forwards are going to muscle up here and try and pick out some space in this very solid defensive line of the Rams. Now for the 10 in Warts. Only inside the 30. Try and spread the football, but another spilt pill.
And you can only put that down to the conditions, really. We saw on the goal line before the pass from the dummy half probably came with a bit too much heat. As that siren goes off again, can't even hear myself think.
No doubt we'll hear it about 8 more times before we're finished here. So coming on for the injured player, and good to see Hartwig is out there. So it was in fact Lachlan Large who came from the field. Hopefully he's okay long term. I don't know about for the remainder of this match and perhaps even semi-finals if the Rams do make it. Collis lines up there at acting half. He comes out to the right-hand side with Manning using that fancy footwork like he did last week. Just short of the line once again. But Collis. Out it comes for Collie. A dummy and run. Brought down by 2 defenders. Last tackle. Collis. Manning. Kick to the inside. Taken there by the fullback, and he takes it dead. So probably the best set of 6 that we've seen in terms of result for the Rams. They get a line dropout.
The Tigers will be happy with that as well. Obviously, you speak about how talented this Rams side is. To hold them out like that, they'll be pleased, but they've just got to do it all again.
But they do. Off the back of a run here from Bennett. Especially in wet conditions, goal line defence is going to be so important, so easily to barge over.
Absolutely.
But I dare say this Rams side still won't be afraid to chance their arm. Collie out for Manning. Now it comes for Ryan. Now they come to the winger. He's got it down, and I think that's our number 20, Ash Cosgrove, from the Bathurst St. Pat's himself. Makes it into the run-on side and gets our first 4-pointer of the afternoon.
Sometimes that's all you need to do, through the hands. Not too much tricky stuff there from the Western lads. Found themselves in the corner for a try. 4-0 with a very tough kick.
Yeah, well, they made it pretty easy for Tyler Colley last week. A lot of kicks from right out in front. This opening conversion.
See how he goes here.
Not be the same.
He's had his hands all over the ball already, Coley. I think he's probably touched it at least once in every set, which is kind of what you expect from your fullback, really, especially when you're shifting it like that. But he looks the goods.
Yeah, better suited to the fullback position. Has started on the wing majority of this country championship, so getting his chance to shine in his preferred fullback position.
He just looks very comfortable with the ball. Obviously, you know, you speak about a lot of fullbacks just look like they're having fun back there. They look comfy, they look natural. Well, he, doesn't look out of place at all at the back, and you saw that there, and I'm sure you'll see it for many years to come from Tyler Colley.
And the more the balls are in his hands, the better for him.
Yep.
So left foot kicker, so this will be the preferred side, but not a desirable angle or distance from the goal. And well, the noted sharpshooter misses his first conversion away to the right. 4 points to nil.
First try today's under 18s fixture goes to Ash Cosgrove. Conversion unsuccessful. Western Rams 4, GSR West Tigers 0.
So just so important after scoring points to back it up with a good set after points.
Well, that's where the adage "must complete" comes from. Yeah, at least one bloke on every team says that after they score a try. So hopefully Bennett can start off this set that ensued their try, and they can get through it.
So Costa Hartwig. You don't see a lot of try-scoring back rows, or none of which the quality of Jack Hartwig. He just knows his way to the line. It'd be interesting to see if and when or how he can get his nose in front. Always calling for the ball. Second run of the set there for Hartwig.
Yeah, he's a machine. really hard to get a hold of. Obviously built pretty low to the ground, and he'll be someone for the Tigers to put a circle around today. When he's got the ball, he's a lot to handle.
And just noticing that left-hand side, so Mackenzie Atkins out on the left wing, and Nick Barlow joins him in the centres. And we see a kick and we see a chase, but it's just gone dead. So similar to the first set of this set of six that we saw, just going a bit dead. So definitely need to keep the radar going there on that boot.
Well, they talk about trying to sit it up at the goal line instead of the dead ball line. Even sometimes when you're kicking, picture that the try line is the dead ball line, because at least that way you've got much less of a chance of it going dead, which is what has happened twice so far, as the Tigers put it down again. And that's gonna really put them in trouble. Obviously, if they keep doing that for the duration of the game, it could get ugly. So they need to muscle up defensively here.
And we see a solid run there from Liam Henry off the bench last week, back in the starting side this week. So the forwards being dominant here from the Western Rams early. The skipper Nathan Ward. Now here's Collis from acting half. He's small, but he's got a lot of fight. Trying to fight to play the ball quickly. Ward. Now for Colley, just slips through his hands.
We've jinxed him.
We jinxed him, but just getting his hands to the ball, so the GSR West Tigers players couldn't get to it. But you spoke about the kicking game going into the in goal. Obviously, the wet conditions going to play a factor as well. And would you try kicking it along the ground more so than kicking it up in the air? Try and get the dew on the ball a bit earlier on, and then send it up into the air.
Well, both kicks are hard to handle in the conditions. I'm not sure. It really depends on how far you're at, probably, and the position you're at in the game. But one thing I want to ask: are these boys doing 7 tackle sets after
I do believe so.
A dead kick.
I do believe we'll see 0 with the first tackle of the set.
Contact.
I guess we'll just have to count through 1 through to 6.
We'll have to wait and see, because obviously it's happening at the top level, but it did take a little bit of time to kind of make its way through the grades regionally.
Yeah, so some junior levels don't go through the 0 tackles.
Yeah. I would say so.
Here's the kick from Varga. Down to Noah Ryan, who's gone back to fullback. So perhaps a bit of trickery here from the Rams, just switching up their fullback roles as the game progresses. Here's Atkins. Collis for another good run. On that occasion it was Barlow.
That hurts.
A dangerous left-hand side. Another penalty here. The Tigers giving that away. You see a lot of these late penalties.
What was that, fourth tackle? Thereabouts.
Yeah, third or fourth tackle. It's never okay to give away a penalty, but you'd prefer to do it earlier on in the set.
Well, it's even worse for the Tigers at the moment because all they've done for the opening 10-15 has defended their own goal line. So
they haven't really been given an opportunity, and when it's presented to them, they're working it from deep inside their own half.
Yeah.
So Collis turns the big front rower back on.
Bennett's been busy.
Has been since coming on for Lachlan Large, the injured player. And now for the skipper, Ward.
Yep.
Oh, too easy. Just not enough numbers in the tackle. And just, like we said earlier, just barged his way over. Nice, easy try there for the Western Rams. Makes it 2 tries to zip, 8 points to 0.
And we don't need to say too much about how that try came about. That's all the trainers would be running out and telling the Tigers now, complete. Because obviously you give a team like the Rams this much footy in field position and points are going to follow, so they need to make sure they clean that up quickly before it gets out of hand.
And I just noticed we've got an updated team sheet.
Yeah, we've got some scratchings happening.
So Benjamin Lover, the jersey 4, he's out, as well as the halfback Riley Blackhall, and
So no one's out there with the 7 on. 7's not there.
Yeah, so Lachlan Large, in fact, wasn't the injured player. He wasn't even playing.
Yep.
It was the 16, Colby Peckham. So, and we have Marlon Polak and Ash Cosgrove, of course, was the opening try scorer in jersey 20. As for the GSR West Tigers, James Burley, Jean Rapatoni, and Ruahona and Elijah Lalakobo.
See, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Oh, it's not, mate. Learning on the job experience, but those are the players that are out. So Coley trying to use some sort of win, but just started it on line out to the right, and it stays that way. So 8 points to 0, and that'll be something good there for the GSR West Tigers. They're not going up in 6s.
Absolutely.
Got to take what you can get when all you've been doing for the first 15 minutes is defence. Do you go, is it a bit early to go for perhaps an attacking kick, try and get it out into touch, or just deep?
No, well, not at this stage. You spoke about it only being 8-0, looks a lot better than 12-0. And even at 12-0, you just kind of want to pin them down there and you want to defend, because if you go for a short kick, you can end up defending from the halfway line from the first tackle. So no, I think they're right in bumping it down there. And the defence has been fine. The issue for them, as we'll keep touching on until they improve it, has been ball control, and that's the one thing they want to get through. So they'll be keen to get the footy back and get through a set. And once they do that, you'd think things will even up as Hardwick charges it down the left-hand side here.
I'd just like to see someone attack from the kick-off is all. As we see Elijah Collis.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, it's an area that isn't really, players don't really try to exploit it that often, so.
Chip and chase over the top from Ward, bounces, and a pretty good bounce in the end for the Rams. Perhaps he should have taken that on the field there, Marley Barrett. Yeah.
So you're talking about a short high kick, or maybe even
just a
sidelines,
maybe just one of those NFL onside kicks. You see, just a grubber into the ground.
Well, especially if you have to bend down and pick the ball up in these conditions, it's going to be really hard to do. So yeah, not bad. Why not?
I just think they should try and utilise the conditions a bit better. We see a nice run from Liam Henry. You don't want to be kicking off all that often, but if you do, you want to try and make the most of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Again, a busy afternoon for Nathan Ward, the skipper. Was very happy with his performance last week. There's Stimpson in jersey 15. On the left-hand side, Manning finds Marmion. Numbers all around the football. Where do they end up going? Manning, dummy. Just can't get that ball away. Collie, he was lurking at the back. Last tackle. Hartwig knows his way to the line. Has to beat a lot of defenders to get there. He did this last week. He's just popped the ball out over the line. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll take another.
You called it, mate. You called it. Like scoring tries, as we'll have some bit of time off here.
Just speaking to the captain of the GSR West Tigers, don't know if anything happened there in the tackle.
Well, you know, generally when you're conceding points, players get a bit lippier than normal, so I think that's what's happened. Someone's just said something they shouldn't have to the ref, just a bit of a warning. Keep your mouth shut, boys. Third time lucky here for Collie. Come on, mate.
Yeah, he won't be happy. He prides himself on his goal kicking.
Yep.
They haven't been the hardest of conversions. I mean, that first one was out on touch, but this one...
We'll give him one more chance. Come on, Tyler.
Third time's a charm, as they say. But the back row from Forbes, Jack Hartwig.
Yeah,
I know when I was playing football in the under-16s and under-18s, Mum would have a bit of incentive, you know, $5 for a try or Macca's on the way home. Do you think the same thing goes for Hartwig?
Yeah. I reckon they could... Well, look, the way he runs the ball, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I reckon Mum might have some, I don't know, some cookies, sausage sandwich waiting. Oh no.
How about we just be quiet?
We'll stop. Look at the rate the Rams are going. They could score 6-7 tries, maybe more. So he's got plenty of time to even that percentage up. But that'll be on the back of his mind.
So 12 points to nil. The 3 tries conceded by the Tigers. The Rams have been just good, and the weight of possession will definitely help that. Tigers just need to defend well off this set, kicking into a slight breeze. Taken well there by Collie, and
Bennett.
Here comes Bennett. Man from Mudgee.
He is.
And straight through the gap, still going. I believe that's Polak. Just loses the football, and
the headgear.
Someone's lost a headgear. Noah Ryan, I believe. Actually, no, it is Patrick Halsey.
So that'll be Pollock there.
Yeah, there he is, the 19. From Orange Hawks. Remember seeing him and his brother play in the Astley Cup a couple of years ago, so coming up through the ranks, always great to see with these young players.
Another penalty.
Yeah, absolutely killing them. Again, late in the tackle as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. They're not doing much right here, the Tigers.
Wayne Azapati won't be pleased at all. And the Rams coach, they'll be pretty happy with this performance so far as they march towards the goal line once again of the GSR West Tigers. Collis, he shows it twice and now gives it to Manning, who gives a ball to the centre 3/4 out there. Picked up by 3 defenders. Just trying to see some Marmion out there in the centres with Cosgrove on the wing and just a lost football. So, well, as good as they have been, those conditions are going to come into play once again, and they won't be happy with that.
Now you talk about the misconversions at 4 and 8, and now you're really starting to see that it has made a difference in the scoreline. So look, the Tigers will be looking at this and only down 12-0. They pretty much defended for 20 minutes straight. So if they can work their way back into the game, they've got a great shot at winning this still. They've just got to, get it down there, get through a set, boys.
Just going through some of the results, the Northern Rivers Titans beating the Greater Northern Tigers 40 points to 10, so they will take out the Northern pool in the under-16s, and the North Coast Bulldogs winning their match against the Newcastle Development Squad actually puts them ahead of the Greater Northern Tigers. So you'll see a Titans-Bulldogs semi-final in the Northern pool, and of course the winner of that to probably play the Western Rams, but we have the Monaro Colts up against the Penrith Panthers at 12 o'clock today from Queanbeyan, the winner of that to take on the Rams. Semi-final football, very exciting here.
A lot happening.
We are with the 18s and we are with the 20 in Cosgrove. One of the try scorers, local boy here at Bathurst St. Pat's. A few local boys in this side, Tyler Collie being one of them as well. Just over the halfway line. Been busy out of dummy half, and there's the 18 Halsey. Relishing this opportunity to start his Collis, and here he is again coming out of dummy half for Hartwig. 4 defenders in the tackle. Needed 4 to bring him down. Collis. For the skipper, and again Halsey. Now last tackle, very deeply set out to the right-hand side. Collis for Collie. Now for Manning, out for Ryan. Dummies. And Cosgrove just losing it over there in the sideline.
It wasn't an easy one to haul in. It was well above his head, and ball's a bit slippery, and down it goes. Hey, well done from the Tigers. Credit to them for holding them out. Could be a hell of a lot worse than 12, so here we go. They work their way out from their own end, and that's a nice charge there.
Could have been 18 if we saw 3 from 3 from the boot from Tyler Colley.
Well, I think we can take responsibility for at least 2 of those missed kicks, just based on the rubbish we were talking before he kicked them. So, sorry about that, Tyler.
He might come our way at half-time and have a word with us.
11.
But again, seeing a bit of a change. So he's lined up at left centre, now going into marker. So changing that back line constantly are the Rams.
Well, it could just be a case of, Coley playing on the wing, look defensively, and then when he gets the ball, he is chiming in to the back line, because he's obviously great with the ball in hand. And who's the lad back there now for Rams?
Noah Ryan.
Yeah, he might have a little bit more confidence bringing the ball back. Who knows?
Well, definitely with a 12-point advantage. Good. Won't want to lose the football. Good run there.
Good run.
Walk in.
But also players working hard for each other. Collie coming in up in defence, and the players just knowing each other so well to work as a well-oiled machine. Collis now here for Cosgrove, up off the right wing. On the right-hand side of the field where he's been playing, as we see an interchange there, and Campbell Woolnough comes into the fray, replacing Elijah Collis. It's a good opening stint from the acting half. Here is Woolnough. Now for Collie, short ball for Hartwig. And he reeled out of that tackle there, the 4 Cooper Smith. We'll see a lost football, but Smith is not well at all.
Before the last one I was done.
Just trying to see where he's clutching at. He's just maybe a bit winded here. A solid contact there on Hartwig.
They've done well on Hartwig since he scored that try. I think he's had 2 or 3 runs down that edge, and the half in particular has really shaped up on him. So they've got to keep him under wraps, and they look set to do that at the moment.
Definitely know he's a danger man out here on the left-hand side.
Take your time, bud. We'll wait for you.
So just having a look at the Laurie Daley Cup ladder here for the Southern Pool. Western Rams, like they were in the Andrew Johns Cup, undefeated, 4 wins, 0 losses. And they're taking on the last place GSR West Tigers, who are without a win in this competition. So 12 points to 0, it doesn't look too bad.
No, it doesn't. They'll be right, the Tigers. They are still playing with plenty of intent, plenty of grit, so we'll back them in for sure to keep this contest going and make a real game of it. Because as you said, they have done well, and 12-0, it's nothing really. A couple of quick tries and we're locked up. So here we go.
And the Southern Pool wide open with the South Coast Dragons, Panthers on 5 points each. The Bulls and Colts on 3. So really, whoever wins their respective matches, of course the Colts playing the Panthers in the 18s as well.
I've made an observation here, Rabs. There are 4 Tigers players with absolutely no hair. Do you think that's
just clean shaven bowlers?
Yeah.
Well, the world's greatest shave was last week, I do believe.
There's got to be some sort of trend there.
Yeah, well, we have Jackson Gerback in the 16s. His coach told him to shave his hair. He said, "No, I'll keep it." He's been fantastic throughout this competition. So, I don't know, each to their own, but maybe the skinheads can show us something. No, it's great to express the world's greatest shave.
Well, if that's what it's for, I can only assume it is for that. You never see four 17, 18-year-olds on the same team all with a shaved head, as the Tigers put it down there.
A good opportunity, but just going to waste. There was the 17 Jackson Parker on the field from Appen.
That's all right. They've got them where they want them. It's much better than where they've been for most of the half. So
just need to work hard in defence. Get in numbers. 2-3 in the tackle. Don't allow the quick play the ball.
It's Nick Bennett with his 5th 50th hitter.
Driven back there, but he's been really good.
Busy.
Wouldn't have expected to come into the game so early, but looking to play a few more minutes and potentially get back into that starting side for that semi-final. Here's the skipper, Nathan Ward. See the 23s walking just by us. Looking forward to that contest later on this afternoon. A great kick there, just waits up, and the fullback got some work to do. And some good defence there from the Rams, who's just short of his own goal line.
That's such a mature set. I mean, it does sound a little bit silly, but you work through 5 tackles, you put a kick down in the corner, everyone chases. You started the set basically on your own 5 or 10, and now you're defending, the opposition coming out of their own goal line. So it just goes to show, how well drilled and kind of how prepared this Western side is to do what's needed to kind of grind the Tigers down, really. Great set.
It goes down to the coaching of both the 16s and the 18s. Both sides haven't lost a game.
Yep.
16s the champions of last year.
Yep.
Just great coaching and a great team all round. We see the kick there from the halfback in Varga. Bouncing for Ryan to bring it back. Looks at his wing partner and he doesn't want any part of it. So Ryan says, okay, I'll go into 3 or 4 defenders and do my best. Now for Cosgrove. Boy, that's flown by. 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half. He's Polak. Like we said, 12 points to 0. And GSR, though they're down, they can take a lot out of this first half. Here's Woolno out of dummy half. Beats one defender. Fullback to beat. He's just held up there. A good defence by the skipper, Caden Fox. Last tackle. Look, forward goes into dummy half. Now for Manning. Grub a kick. Bounces up. And, well, just fell into his lap. And it's the fullback, or the man in jersey number 1, Noah Ryan, who is the beneficiary of that bounce around.
Tough break for the Tigers.
It really is. Just wrong place at the wrong time, and the ball coming off the shoe, and Ryan just, it was a treat.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you make your own luck to an extent, really. You spend that much time knocking on the door, you're going to start getting tries in different ways, so... But no, they certainly got the bounce of the ball there. And what about 16-0 now?
Yeah, and I think that this is about the time where we have a bit of a golf silence for Tyler Colley and let him do his thing.
Yep. Yeah, we won't talk about it. We won't make a big deal out of it.
Okay, so it's not us.
No, well...
Just, he didn't bring the kicking shoes here today.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, a bit wet. The wind picked up then. I'm telling you, it came in as he was kicking.
Mate, I'll tell you what, there's been a wind at every ground that I've been in.
A wind, did you say? A wind?
Yeah, a wind.
Yeah.
It's followed me for every single coverage. Never seems to go away. So I do apologise for all teams that have been out. We've been covering this country championships for all age groups.
So if you weren't here, what you're saying is...
if I wasn't here, I don't think there'd be a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. All right. Well, might have to look at shipping out for the last game then.
Clock off early. Remember the Rams, it doesn't matter whatever the conditions, they're just as impressive.
Well, based on what you've said about how they play and based on what, at least I've observed today, they'd be very comfortable in conditions like this because they do seem to play such a suffocating style as they shift it out wide and come up with an error.
Go against everything you say. Try to expand a bit out there to the right-hand side.
It's probably the first time they've done that, really, coming out of their own end. But, yeah, as I was saying, they're probably thinking, the rain and the wind, they're probably pretty comfortable playing under these conditions because they do like their tough footy, their defensive footy. Well, it's working for them so far for sure.
But like you said, so just experiencing these tough conditions at such a young age as well. Just experienced heads on young shoulders.
As you said, it's definitely a testament to coaching. Like someone's got to teach you, those kinds of, values on the footy field, and they've certainly been coached really well, and that's showing on the paddock today as the Tigers. That was a loose play of the ball, but the Tigers look to march forward and get some points on the ball before the half-time break.
4 minutes. Can they do it?
Plenty of time. Plenty
of time. Perhaps looking for a late penalty. There's the 11, Romeo. Got the numbers stacked here to the right-hand side. They come through with Banton. Now out for the halfback, and it comes away for Cooper Smith. Again, solid defence. The 11 and 12 last tackle. And he used the kick to their advantage. There is a grubber kick into the in goal.
Great kick.
Just kicked dead. So positive signs, repeat set.
Yep.
Exactly what they would have wanted heading into the break. Well, it was still 3 minutes 20, but they'd like to keep the ball for majority of that 3 minutes 20.
Yeah, well, they've just got to keep working. It's very hard to break a defensive line that's not tired, and you can't assume that the Rams are very tired at the moment, at least from a defensive standpoint. So they just need to keep knocking on the door, and the opportunities will prevent themselves as we see an enormous dropout.
Yeah, booming.
5
on the fly. Now we see the 17 come and bring it back in Parker. Want to weave their magic just before half time. Now for Smith again. Comes to the right-hand side of the field, to the left. Makes about 10 metres. About 25 of them were sideways.
So
improves the position.
Yeah, they're in a good spot now.
And a few tackles up their sleeve. They want to chance their arm, perhaps an early kick. They come out to the left-hand side. There is the early kick.
Good call.
Is anyone going to get onto it? I think
Tigers did.
I think it's the winger out there on the left-hand side, Tavuai.
That's unreal.
But it's a try nonetheless. Well, I just had a feeling that the Rams wouldn't really expect a kick early in the count and just dab it on. Trickles along the ground, tough to pick up, afraid to pick it up, and the Tigers get a try before the break.
That's unreal work from them. I mean, it's a testament to how well they've kind of defended. They stayed in the corner, kept firing shots of their own, and eventually they got into a position where they could strike. And 16-4 now. So look. This is absolutely a ball game going into the second half, and that's honestly what the second or third set. Well, it's probably the first full set that the Tigers have had, in genuine attacking position, and they come up with a dropout initially, and then they score a try. So they look more than capable to crash over. They just need the field position.
And like you said, all the defence that they've done in this first half.
Someone's calling me at the wrong time. Goodness me. But look, you absorb it, and you come out, and they've done that. So they're obviously in good condition, the Tigers boys. They're obviously pretty fit because, honestly, 30 minutes of defending followed by a pretty clinical couple of sets. So they did really well there.
Just trying to see who man on the far side of the field is taking.
See if he can buck this
conversion. And no, maybe no one brought their kicking boots. It's unsuccessful conversion. 16 points to 4, and
right in the shadows of half time.
We might see a kick-off.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Conversion unsuccessful.
So the try there to the 6, in fact, in Maverick Banton, the unsuccessful conversion from Cooper Smith. 4 points on the board for GSR. 12 points of difference heading into the break, unless we see a try in the next 10 seconds. But I think they'll just charge it up, and that'll be the end of what's been a pretty interesting first half, although we're going to see one more play down the short side here. Up over halfway. Shanked the kick. And I think GSR will just be happy to get in the sheds with points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely, and they were keen to get some more. Their spirits are obviously still extremely high, and they should be higher now running off the paddock. I mean, you talk about which team out of the two would be feeling better, and even though the Rams are up 16-4, the Tigers would be stoked with that. They'd be really happy, and you can see them now. They're high-fiving and clapping, and so they should be. So they've got 35 minutes ahead of them, and they're in with a red hot crack. So props to the Tigers for the way they defended, I guess, as stayed in the pocket and came out, scored a try, and now they're in it. They're totally in it. So good on them.
Great to see. We'll go through the try scorers. Noah Ryan for the Western Rams, Jack Hartwig, Nathan Ward the skipper, and Ash Cosgrove got our scoring underway here. GSR Maverick Benton just before the break getting over. Stay tuned. The second half shouldn't be too far away. on-field chat about last night's games and back to the 18s. I'm sure GSR West Tigers coach Wayne Azapati will be happy with the 4-pointer just before the break.
Yep.
More of the same for the Rams in the second half. Deep kickoff. What is this 35 minutes going to give us? Round 5 of the Country Championships, the Laurie Daley Cup under 18s. The Tigers working away from their own end in their first set of the second half. Numbers in the tackle. Now to the left they come with the try scorer Maverick Banton.
Is that inside 40?
It may well be. It's bounced out into touch. See the signal. I don't believe it. You'll find it. No, it was touched.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a lack of excitement. If you kick a 40-20 in the under 18s, you've got like the entire team jumping around. So
yeah, racing down the end for the quick tap.
Yeah.
But they found touch. Good set to start.
Nice, yeah. And look, it's more than they achieved in the first 20 minutes of the game, what they did just then. So they've started on a really positive note for sure.
And probably helped that they started with the ball in the second half. They actually have a chance now to force an error and get some possession. Solid contact there. So Woolno, he was busy in the first half, was Bennett.
He was back out there again.
He counted 50 hit-ups, I think, in the first half.
That was my count. Yeah. Rough count.
Give or take a few.
Yep.
Busy nonetheless. So Woolno, out of dummy half, beats the marker. Such a live wire and so strong for such a small bloke. The skipper Ward, and it comes for Coley with the left boot, and that just hangs up. Let's see where this bounces. Back into the hands of the prop forward, gets it away. Now for Manning, it's called there by the winger, and he's going to get to the ball. Did he place it down? No. Looking for a double. Ash Cosgrove, and a really good kick there from Ryan Manning, but
unreal kick.
Cosgrove just couldn't put it down.
Just knocked dead by the Tigers winger, I think, who was running back there.
Yeah, will result in a line dropout, so good awareness there.
Does number 13, the Western Rams, is it Nathan Ward?
Yeah,
does he look like Jack DeBellin to you from where we're standing? Does he not? As we see a gigantic kick.
maybe not as... I think Jack DeBellin's got a very upright run about him, but definitely a hard worker.
But 13, he's got the blonde hair. He looks to me like Jack DeBellin. Look, 5 years, you won't be able to tell him apart, trust me.
Might have to... I don't know, does DeBellin have the man bun going at the moment?
No, definitely not. I think he's scrapped that.
Yeah, looking for the cleaner look. Oh, it's Coley. Oh,
Coley puts it down.
He'd want that chance over again. Just like to give a bit of a shout out to our sponsors, Anytime Fitness, SLE Worldwide, and of course our streaming provider Bar TV. Without them, we couldn't watch this game on Facebook Live. Of course, all games being streamed. Got this game on, and the Colts versus the Panthers, as we see a referee almost taken out there. GSR, nice kick for touch. Yeah, that Monaro Panthers game from Queen being kicking off at, well, I believe it's 12 right about now. Yeah, so just would have got underway. We'll try and give you some score updates and see who the Western Rams will play in the Southern Pool final of the under-16s. Just a bit shaky out of that tackle. One of the GSR players out here on the left-hand side. Here comes Banton again. He's dropped the football.
That's all right, though. They were playing really fast, then playing the ball quickly, and look, as you always say, dropping the ball in your opponent's 10-metre area isn't the worst thing in the world. They just got to turn around and defend, because what's been happening for a large part of the game is the Rams have been finding their front through a lot of these tackles, and they've been making so many metres. They've got to. It's obviously easier said than done for the Tigers, but they've got to try to slow this down a little bit more than what they have been doing.
It's a really underrated attribute as we see the right-hand side attack really trying to fire.
Let's play on.
And a one-on-one strip. Well, there you go. But it's a really underrated asset to a player's game, just finding your front, getting that quick play the ball. You don't want to be put on your back and slow down that ruck, slow down that play the ball. I don't think it's talked about enough, quick play the balls.
And just to touch on quickly, a guy like Aaron Woods, who a lot of people don't like, he finds his front almost every time he runs.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and it's so valuable to get that play the ball happening quicker than what it would if you get right onto your back, as the Tigers shifted out to the number 4.
Through Cooper Smith. He gives you that extra half a second to work with, which can be so valuable.
And that's an eternity. Honestly, it's an eternity.
So out the left-hand side they come. So some changes made. Jack Collins on the field. And we see Liam Henry warming up, getting ready for his second stint. Out it comes for Banton with a kick into the end goal, and taken dead there by the Rams. So a repeat set, and they've come out in positive fashion here in the first half, the GSR West Tigers.
It's looking like a reversal of the first half. They flipped roles. The Tigers were all over them, and the Rams look a little bit rattled.
I think the old it's nil all boys would be spoke about in the changing sheds at half time.
Yeah, you normally get at least one of those at half time.
A good chance here with some solid possession. So now falling off tackles, and now an offload. A chance here. They spread it to the left-hand side with the 18 in Cowley. Really good opportunity. Can't let it go to waste. Here's the 15 in Collins. Numbers out to the right-hand side. Back on the inside for the fullback, Fox. Just brought down. Now just trying to barge their way over Collins again. Couldn't get that ball free, so good goal line defence from the Rams. On the last tackle, it is Banton, and this time the kick just a bit too deep.
Yeah, they absorbed that well, the Rams, and look, the Tigers still, by the same token, threw a lot at them, but just a little bit too much on that kick, and the Rams come out of their own end.
Now the Tigers won't want to give away a penalty after doing so well to get down here. They'll just want to defend soundly, possibly force an error.
And there we go, get them on their back and make it a little bit harder for the Rams to play the ball.
And give your defenders that bit of time. Very good shot. Liam Henry taken there, and it was the 15. Has been really good since he's come on, Jack Collins.
He has been. He's been great.
Here's Hartwig again. Now for Woolno. He's working hard, trying to force that ball loose.
He's buggered.
Get him off.
He's honestly buggered.
Kick here for Manning. And Tavuai. Some work to do. And gets out of his own end pretty easily, although there's some defenders trying to force him back, and
he got out.
They've got to go coast to coast here, work it through their outside backs. And there you go. There's the well-earned rest for Jack Collins.
Shots like that can take a lot out of you as a defender and a ball carrier, and he produced 2 of them in about 30 seconds. So and even before that, he was extremely busy, so he's earned his spell as the Tigers work it out well from their own end.
And he's also been busy. Cooper Smith, the centre 3/4.
It's the shaved head. That's what it is. All these guys with no hair are just all guns. So
maybe it wasn't for charity. It was just, all right, boys, let's shave our heads and go out there and play the best damn game we've ever played.
Yeah, aerodynamics.
They've all been really impressive. Here's the kick from Banton. Down into the in goal. Let's sit up. No, just dead.
Not the worst result. And you and I still haven't established whether or not these sets are 7 tackles, which we probably should have by now. Maybe we should.
Keep an eye on the referee, see if he signals 0.
I don't think he is. Normally the hand goes up, does it not? The 0 or the... I don't know. Might have to get a count going. But no, not...
Right, no, there's the 0.
So it is 0?
It is 0, so 7 tackle set.
Okay.
Not one of those fake 7 tackle sets we had all those years ago. So an extra tackle up the sleeve of the Rams from their own 20, and now they're just shy of the halfway line. Their prop forwards have been really impressive. Here's Thomas Stimson trying to get that ball free. Danger man all around him. All known now for Henry back onto the field. Look out the back. Here's Manning. Left foot bomb, end over end. Challenge here for Caden Fox, but taken pretty well there in the end by the skipper.
Great kick and a great take. It came down probably a metre away from the try line, and that's really where you want to put a high bomb. So good kick, but the Tigers, they've been getting out of their own end a lot better than what they did in the first half as they get driven back here.
Oh, great defence.
Good defence. Ball goes loose there. That's just good contact and nothing in it. That's a clear drop.
Well, it's been a good 9 minutes, but just losing the ball there.
Yep.
Score remains the same, 16 points to 4. The low-scoring nature of this game, you think the Tigers, if they can hold up the Rams on this attacking rate here, still plenty of time for them to go and score 2 tries.
Oh, definitely. But, by the same token, if the Rams were to crash over here and make it a 16, 18 point lead, that's a sloppy play of the ball. Oh, they've deemed that a penalty. That's unlucky.
Hands go up in the air by Vince Romeo. And a tap kick now for Woolno to go to Stimson. Has the beacon towards the sticks. And Woolno now for Manning. Scored 3 last week, hasn't gotten over the stripe this week.
He's certainly threatened, though. He gets the ball with a lot of pace.
Definitely a threat. Here's Colley, short ball. This bloke knows the try line all too well, Hartwig. Just short again, so some really good goal line defence here from GSR. Grab a kick from Woolno, bounces around, but the Tigers have it outside their own goal line.
Probably a bit of an impulsive kick there from the acting half. Still had a couple of tackles up their sleeve, but in a good spot to pin the Tigers down.
Yeah, surprised he didn't go himself. Him and Collis both love going from dummy half close to the line, so perhaps that was the right option, but the Tigers working it pretty easily out from their own end.
They passed the test, only a 12-point game, so...
I think if they can keep the Rams scoreless in the second half, it'll definitely go, well, at least that'll be one step into getting back into this one. So the dancing feet, and again, good contact, but keeps running. Mackenzie Atkins parked out there on the left-hand side.
And it's all moving so quickly for the Rams. 2 runs, 20 metres and more.
And now for Cosgrove, he's already got 1.
Yeah.
And gets about 30 metres on that carry. He was just meant to come in and help the forwards. Now for Ryan.
Well, the play of the ball before his run was so fast that he was going to get 10 metres regardless, and that 10 turned into 20.
Now short side, Woolno. Out for Barlow, out there on that left-hand edge. Been pretty quiet in the centre position. Now for Ward. And now the last for the Rams. They go short. And he barge over. He's got it. It's Liam Henry from Blaney.
That's an unreal pickup from Henry because...
Right at the feet.
Obviously the pass was definitely on. They scored a try, but the acting half's cannoned it at his shins. And he's bent down, picked up and crashed over. So full credit to Henry there. And they get a try that it's going to be hard to overcome that mentally from a Tigers standpoint, but you know they earn that. Obviously, the Rams, they get the ball. They've been doing such a good job of getting metres early in the tackle count, and that try there was a byproduct of how they started that set.
I think it's down to their obviously everyone has sort of chipped in, but their middles have been really good. Liam Henry, Nicholas Bennett, the skipper, Nathan Warden, just finding their front, those quick play the balls. Elijah Collis and Campbell Waldone working off the back of that.
Well, even on that occasion, the first 2 runs were, I believe, from outside backs.
Yeah, Cosgrove through that
40 metres. Yeah.
We see Elijah Collis come back into the fray. Campbell Woolno off the field. I'd like to see them both on the field at the same time at some point. Gust of wind and oh boy, it's been a rough afternoon for Tyler Colley. I think from memory he got 9 from 10 last week. And this time he's got the old duck egg next to his name.
So it is that, look, the lack of conversions, I suppose, and the conditions are keeping this game a lot closer than what it could be. We could be a 30-4 right now, could we not?
We could be.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a bit of a breeze.
Oh, definitely. Look, it's not ideal conditions for goal kicking, and he hasn't had one from in front yet.
Good carried back there. And called.
Yeah.
But being the goal kicker that Tyler Colley is, despite the conditions, he'll be so frustrated that he hasn't even been able to slot one. He prides himself.
He's a perfectionist normally, especially, specialist goal kickers, at which Colley, he's been kicking goals for a while, has he not? So he'd be pretty ticked off with himself.
So Collis back on the field for the remaining 19 minutes of this contest. They come down the short side now for Stimson. Been pretty good in the second half, out on the right edge. Romeo in the tackle now for Henry. And just sniff another try coming. Here comes Ward. Goal line just has to hold up here for the West Tigers. Collis from dummy half. Now for Henry.
Great defence.
Has held him up. And he's lost the football. So good defence, forcing the ball loose. We'll see a scrum 10 metres out from their own end.
It's really easy down 20-4 with 18 left to kind of, put your head down a little bit, maybe slack off. But the Tigers, they've kept the same, intent and enthusiasm throughout the entire game on defence. So, they've done really well. They've done really, really well. And now it's about, same as it has been for a large part of the game, rolling up your sleeves and getting out of your own end and trying to create some chances as the Rams try to strike against the...
try to get against the feet.
They try.
They will not succeed.
Surprise, surprise.
Especially considering they're at the bottom of the ladder, they haven't yet got that win, but
putting
just
it into
hungry,
context, especially like that, it's
just hungry for that first win to get a win on the board.
Look, if the game ended right now, the Tigers would have a lot to hold their heads up about, and we've still got 17.5 minutes for them to keep impressing, really, because I do think they have been really, really gutsy. Obviously, lacking a bit of a polish on the attacking end, but. Yeah, plenty to be proud of for the Tigers so far in the game, and let's not ignore what the Rams have done. They've been really tough, and they've done more than enough so far. So we'll see how this last 17 unfolds.
So Smith, the play, 35 out from his own line. On the further side of the broadcast, the last tackle signalled by the referee Corey Martin. And see if they can get a kick away, and I'll put the Mickey on him. Probably not meant to go in the hands of Cooper Smith, but he's just dropped his lollies on that occasion, and 40 metres from home, the Rams. Great opportunity for more points. I tell you what, these lock forwards from both the 16s and the 18s are just both the skippers, and they just get through their work. They're not entirely flashy players, not like Ryan Manning is here with a bit of a step.
No, well, look, a lot of the time your lock forwards end up just being an extra prop, really. And it seems like a lot of them are playing like that these days, and And yeah, look, it's oftentimes one of the tougher blokes on the roster as well, and that's certainly showing.
So Collis 8 out. Dummies goes himself. Likes to chance his arm. And again, good goal line defence from GSR. Not giving up. So 15 and a half in this one to go. But the women's following this. The 23s as well as Ryan received the pass from Collie, received the tackle of two of the GSR West Tigers players. Collis down the short side, a dummy and a barge over, and it will be the number 12, Nick Barlow, from Bathurst St. Pat's himself. Gets across the stripe. Makes it 24-4.
That little short side movement obviously paid off there. They had been, primarily, that's probably the first time they've done that, really. Kind of taken the Tigers by surprise, gone down the short side, and it obviously paid off and caught them napping, because the Tigers' defence, goal line defence, had certainly passed the test in terms of how they were tackling under the sticks and around the sticks. So you take it down the short side and you end up with a big guy and a little guy, really. I think you had an outside back trying to bring the big guy down then, and he wasn't quite able to do it in time. And the Rams score their 6th try, I believe.
Well, they made it easy enough for Tyler Colley last week. A lot of his conversions from in front or adjacent to the uprights had one really tough conversion out wide, but every single one of these conversions...
Yeah, he hasn't had one even really remotely close to the front of the sticks.
He would just be saying to the boys, look, I told you last week, boys, score in front of the sticks.
He's probably just closing his eyes and swinging the leg over at this point. I mean, this is one of the and the wind is really blowing right now.
And it's just going to blow it away to the right-hand side. Just as he struck it, you felt that breeze. So 6 tries to 1, but 24 points to 6 the score.
24 to 6. 24 to 4?
24 to 4.
Scoreboard's playing up in front of us, so it's not our fault.
Well, I'm saying 24 to 6. Who knows?
No, the Tiger. I'm pretty sure the Tigers. I don't think there's been a conversion today. I don't think so. But anyway.
What hope do the women and the 23s have in the following game? Boy, good solid contact. They hit hard, these 18s. And decent crowd in as well. A lot of the family and friends, but it's good to play in front of a lot of people here today. Jack Arrow Oval here in Bathurst. Thankfully, it's cleared up a bit. I mean, I know there's grey clouds still around, but the rain's held off.
Well, the rain's held off, but the wind's kind of picked up, so pick your poison, I suppose. What would you rather?
I'd rather the wind than the rain.
Yeah, it depends if you're if Collie would probably answer differently as a goal kicker, but
yeah, he'd prefer it pouring down, no rain, no wind to speak about. Yeah. He's manning with a kick, little chip over the top, and we have some chasers. Cosgrove being one of them. I think they're going to call that a knock on by the Rams.
I think they're go and drop out.
Drop out, I thought.
It was just a bit too casual back there. Then you had to do something quicker. You can't, 9 times out of 10 you can tell if someone's extremely close to you in a position like that, and he just didn't really act fast enough, and in the end was lucky it wasn't a 4-pointer.
Lack of urgency there. I thought Marmy might have got his hand to it, but forced dead by GSR and another set of defence on their goal line.
He's been asked to do a lot, that winger today. He's had to defuse a lot of kicks and had to take a lot of those little nudges in the corner, so he's probably thinking, geez guys,
Tabuai out on that left edge for GSR. Now they go through the hands. Here comes Bennett. And we see the 18 looking to get back into the action in Halsey. Here's Collie. He said, well, if I can't score any goals, I'll try and make up for it in the points tally. Now they look to barge their way over again.
Well, if someone said to Collie before the game, you guys are going to have 6 tries, but you won't have a single point, he would have laughed in their face.
Definitely would have. Manning, wide pass, out the back. Can they set up Cosgrove? That's Marmion looking for the try line, and GSR look to push him over the touchline. So, again, they're down by 20 points, but still showing that gutsy goal line defence.
Yeah, it's not going to matter with this team, is it? They're going to keep defending with a lot of urgency and, coming together as a team there and pushing them over the sideline. Probably at this point would tend to go down by the margin that they are. I would say accepted that a win's probably not overly possible, but look, they're going to keep going at the same pace and the same enthusiasm they have been since the opening whistle, which is great, and the coach will be stoked at that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this competition was any longer, this is the sort of underdog team that I'd like to, you'd like to back them for a few wins in the season. I'm
surprised they haven't won yet. Obviously, myself not following the competition as much as you do, coming in here, this is the first time I've seen them run around this campaign. I'm surprised they haven't notched a win up yet.
It will also be my first time seeing GSR in this competition.
So you haven't seen it? Well,
no, I haven't seen much of them at all.
Yeah.
And well, again, they're down by 20, but just so high-spirited. But they'll look to close out the 2019 country. Oh, he's picked his pocket, and he's got some great speed, some great footwork as well, Manning.
There's 3 blokes in that tackle.
Well, somehow he's ended up with it. I don't know if he lost it or he stripped it.
Well, it was a strip. It was just a matter of was there more one defender in the tackle? Oh, well, it happened very fast. We'll back the ref in. The Tigers won.
Well, there are occasions where 2 refs are a bit handy. Maybe one of those occasions, but
no, look, that's a tough call to make on the run.
A turn back. You can only assume he's lost the football. They got a bit of an overlap out here.
Out here for sure.
Ryan out left-hand side. Mackenzie Atkins. Did he drop it?
He's not that on.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, there's been a few opportunities here for the Rams to score even more points, but again, it puts it down to the heart of this GSR West Tigers side. They really could be down 40 points.
Yeah, well, I mean, on that occasion, you'd have to attribute that to... I get like the drop ball. He was over the line. All he had to do was put it down. Look, it is a lot easier said than done. But he'd be bummed with himself for not being able to score,
especially from our position as well.
Yeah, yeah. He had a lot of work to do. But as an outside back, you want to be scoring those at least 9 times out of 10.
Here's Tavuai. Some hard work in defence for him today, Tavuai, and not a lot of carries, but been quite sound, his overall performance. And we see the 9 in Chandler.
That's great work from Bennett. Like with 8 minutes left to get out of marker like that and bring a guy down, that's unreal.
He's played a lot of minutes too, Bennett, as we see a kick over the top.
He's fit.
Awkward sort of bounce.
It's not on.
No play on, so again, trying to chance their armour. Why wouldn't you with 8 minutes on the clock?
Yeah.
Always good to see a bit of flair. So both the Rams team, 16s and 18s, undefeated. 5-0. Rams in the 16s playing the Colts or Penrith, and the Rams in the 18s are waiting a few results to see who they go on and play in the semi-finals. But
well, that's been the trend for a while. Well, look, at least last year they were both red hot as well. And yeah, look, from coaching down to personnel, they've got a lot of pieces in place to win footy games, and you've seen that today, and I'm sure you'll continue to see it.
And just the talent on show as well.
Yeah.
Remember the halfback of last year's 16s team, Noel Griffiths.
Well, where's he?
He's gone down to the Melbourne Storm, in fact.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so just shows you the amount of quality that we see on show here at the Western Rams. And they'll be looking to go back-to-back in the 16s and look to win the 2019 Country Championships in the Laurie Daley Cup.
Got a man down in back play here with looks like a calf cramp.
Hopefully he's all right.
No, he's all right. He's going to rubbed out now. It's just what happens when you've been, running around in pretty heavy conditions for over an hour.
Pretty cold as well.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Yeah. He's back on his feet now.
Caden Fox hits one tackler. A good tackle there by Marmion. So it was the 20. Well, I haven't seen him in the championships, Cosgrove, for this year. So probably his first hit out, trying to impress the coaches with semi-finals looming, well, that won't impress the coaches, a late penalty.
Well, 20, the bloke you just mentioned, he's got knee taping on his left knee, and now he's got a right calf cramp.
So not looking good.
Might need to up his Gatorade dose at halftime. He looks to be feeling it out there.
Maybe he needs some more oranges.
Maybe. They go a long way.
Only to the good old thirds back in the under sixes, the oranges at the end of the first and second periods. We've got another cramp, so yeah, the cramps will start to come in the final 6 minutes. And it's Jack Collins in the 15. In fact, no, it was bound to be one of the four men with a shaven head. It was the halfback. Good hit there. They come towards the short side. Here is Collins. Well, players reeling out of tackles and
give him a rest.
I think everyone's just going to lay down and you see everyone's stretching. My calves are a bit sore here for standing after 2 games. Got another 2 to go.
No, this is the real hard work up here. Don't get that misunderstood.
And the trainers go out and tend to the players of the sore calves, all 34 of them.
Let's talk about players from each team while we've got a little bit of time to reflect here. Let's give a quick man of the match for both sides here. Putting you on the spot.
Oh boy, on the spot. You can't go past someone like Nick Meta, who he may not have got a 4-pointer here today, but he's just been fantastic with his ball carrying. And
who's that? Nick Bennett?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've taken the words out of my mouth. I've been in awe of him all day. So,
I mean, you could probably give it to the skipper as well. He's led by example, Nathan Ward.
Yeah.
And for GSR, I'd probably have to go Cooper Smith. He's in a 20-point defeat thus far. He's wanting to get his hands on the ball. He's always looking to get in amongst it.
I'll opt for Jack Collins.
Yeah, Collins, he's been really solid off the bench. It was bound to be, again, one of those 4 shaven heads. Perhaps the whole team should.
I was definitely going to pick a guy with no hair.
There was no other choice.
No.
Oh, boy.
The contact keeps going.
It'll never stop. All 4 grades. You know, the 13 Alisana gets the offload away out to the right-hand side. There could be a chance here for the fullback and the skipper, Fox. Has he got it down? No, I think it's going to be spilled, so be ruining his opportunity there. And a 4-pointer. As feel a few spots of rain, so
please no.
Well, welcome back. We've not missed you.
We've got a pinch of shade up here where we're standing, which is great. So we can't really.
It definitely doesn't. It doesn't help. It doesn't help with the wind.
No.
But we're not out on the field like these players.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Here's Ryan Manning. Very quiet for his standards, but again, he's just been solid, got through his work. Some nice kicking. Now for Halsey.
Every time you say Halsey, I think that you've coined a nickname for him.
Oh no, that's his name. And here goes Elijah Collins. Oh, not Collins. Collis. I've got Collins on my mind. He's Collie now.
Good stuff.
And a good take there.
The stomach.
Yeah, Luke Cowley. Great take. Right at 5th slip. Now an offload. And a high tackle. No, offside. Well, you could have pinged them for either or.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Obviously, I don't even know. I wouldn't even be able to guess what the penalty count is roughly. I don't think, but it feels like, as we nearly see a couple of spectators nearly get cleaned up by the touch finder.
Yeah, they've got absolutely no idea. They're having a ball down here.
Yeah, that would have been an issue. But it doesn't seem like the Tigers have received many penalties, and if they have, it certainly hasn't been when they've needed them, and that's got to be put down to the discipline of the Rams. I could be completely off the mark, but it doesn't really feel like.
But it just feels like every time the Rams get a penalty, it's late in the tackle count.
Yeah.
So it definitely piggyback down the other end of the field.
I don't feel like the Tigers have gotten too many of those.
They got a chance right here to score some points. They're through to Rangi from Ingleburn. Now for Alisana. Right hand side, they come with a little chip over the top, and it's just batted dead there by Noah Ryan. Great positioning off that kick.
How
Be a line drop out.
How good is the kicking bend from both teams? Like really, like it's not easy to force a drop out, and each team's probably done it a handful of times, and that's something that looks to have really improved across the board throughout this age group. Has been forcing dropouts. I mean, the guy, was it the 6 who kicked that then?
Yeah, it was. The Maverick Banton.
He was running at full speed and he held it up perfectly.
Great weight on it.
That is something that is so hard to do all the way up to the NRL level, and each team, as I said, has done that a handful of times today, so that's been unreal as we see a barnstorming charge back.
Great stuff. Kai Warts on the park for the last couple of minutes. Now for Barrett. I'd love to see them get over in the last 2 minutes. They've really, I feel like they've earned it.
Yeah, you can't help but hope for that.
It's been a tough afternoon. Just got to will them over.
Come on, boys.
It could be the 8 in Tarangi, but he's held up there in defence. We've got Tavuai out here on this left-hand side.
He deserves one.
Out to that side they come, and
give him 6 more.
He loves an intercept, Ryan Manning. He's been called offside. As we go into the final 90 seconds. Just tapping the pass out to the right-hand side they come with Alasana. Surely an opportunity here. We close down. Round 5 of the under-18s. With the hands just on the inside, and
it's a shame.
Yeah, it is a real shame, but
you speak about us kind of hoping for a Tigers try. I reckon the Rams are thinking to themselves, we cannot give up the try here. You know, they're showing desperation down to the last.
That's it.
The last run. As my mate Jack Collins with another massive hit. He's been huge. He's literally huge.
He does not look like a bloke I'd want to mess with at all.
No.
And he's 5 years younger than me, so
yeah, that's what I mean. Like this, like that's a man, fully mature.
Yeah. I mean, you call you think of the 16s or the 18s as opposed to the 23s, or the kids compared to the 23s, but no,
couldn't be further from the case. Yeah, I'm sure Collins would hold his own in the 23s. He's really laid a few blokes out today. He's been very good.
We hear the siren sound. I believe that'll be the end of the contest. So full time here, Jack Arrow Oval is the Western Rams 24 defeating the GSR Tigers 4. And they go to 5-0 and take out the Southern Pool for the Laurie Daley Cup. Just revising the try scorers: Noah Ryan, Liam Henry, Jack Hartwig, Nick Barlow, Nathan Ward the skipper, Naj Cosgrove, and don't forget Maverick Banton, who scored the GSR West Tigers. Got the women's coming up next. I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. And then, of course, our main event today, the 23s. It'll be the Western Rams up against the GSR West Tigers. Don't go anywhere. The women's country championships following very shortly.
Catch ya.